I'm Oliver Trevina in studio for The Hollywood Reporter, joined by the lovely Sydney Sweeney.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're busy.
I've been very busy.
Non-stop. Project to project to project. You just don't stop.
I like to work.
You do like to work, which is incredible because you're very young and yet like a decade of experience
I
already.
feel old though.
You do?
Yes.
Don't look old and you're not old. So yeah,
you.
but I'm sorry about the feeling. That comes with a lot of work. Yeah.
Gotta grow up someday.
There you go. There you go. This is true. This is true. Let's talk about Handmaid's Tale.
All
What an
right.
entrance, Eden.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a dark, kind of eerie way to go into something, I guess.
It is. It
Is a
definitely-
short way of putting it.
Disruptive and
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like you, disruptive.
yeah.
Exactly. How is it going into a show like that? That, you know, obviously the second season, but the first season, I mean, the success is, I mean, it's huge. It's one of the biggest shows, you know, to date. So how is it going into a show like that?
It was very intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like I had a lot I needed to live up to be able to carry Eden and
Mm-hmm.
meet these incredible actors. So
And you mentioned the cast. I mean, yeah, that's
Yes.
another plus as well.
Elizabeth Moss, like,
Right,
oh
I
my
mean, Yvonne
gosh.
Strahovski, Max Minghella, I mean, Joseph
Yeah.
Fiennes. It's literally one of those lists that you look at and you're like, oh my word, they're all in the same show. So you auditioned for the show.
Yes.
A lot of pressure on that.
Yes, I hadn't seen the show yet
Oh, that's
until I
probably a
got
good
the
thing.
audition.
That's a good thing then.
And then I was like, I'll watch the first episode to kind of get a feeling for the show. And I ended up watching the entire season that night
Because you wanted to.
because I couldn't stop.
Okay.
I was like, what happens? And then I ran out of my room, went to my mom's, and was like, you have to watch this show. And we watched it all over again.
Amazing. And then, of course, did you read the book then? Or
When
you-
I got the call back, then I read the book that day. And then I auditioned again, and I read with Max.
That's a lot to do in a short time span.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of studying, a lot of homework.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that I knew how Eden would be, what a child in Gilead would
Right.
be like, and I wanted to make sure that I could portray that in the audition.
Yeah, there's so much, I guess, to think about because even the pairing, you and Max, like it's not like what people would put together, but obviously for this show, it's what works. But how is it? Is it strange on set playing this? Because I mean, the wedding scene in particular, it's weird. It's
was
weird. It's
weird.
like I'm
Yes.
actually starting to sweat a little bit, and it's not the turtleneck. It's just thinking about that wedding scene.
It was a little weird, but Max is so great to work with because we became such good friends that it was like hanging out on set and goofing off and listening to Taylor Swift. And
So that is, I have to be honest, that's not what I expected on the set of Handmaid's Tale.
yeah.
Okay, so
we
that's
listen to
going on.
Taylor Swift and joke around, and it's a lot
So
of
it's
fun.
very light-hearted.
It is completely different than when you're actually in the scene.
Okay, which is good because I think going into a show like that that's quite dark and eerie, and then you've got to pull yourself out of it.
Exactly, it's good to have something to take you out. And the crew are all nice and fun, so you never get stuck in it.
Okay, there's nothing better than Taylor Swift to pull you out of, it,
Yes.
of a tough moment.
right?
So what can we expect from Eden? What's going on? Can you give us much? The silence.
She's going to do the unexpected.
Okay, I could see that. Eden strikes me as someone that you just might just shock value. I guess shock value.
Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a true believer. It's all she knows is
Right.
Gilead and to become a commander's wife and to have a child. And just imagine a 15-year-old who only knows that and wants that and what she's going to do.
Right. Yeah, you can see it in her eyes. She's focused.
She's very focused. She
She's
knows
very
what she
focused.
wants.
Okay.
She knows what God wants from her.
There you go. Watch this space. Watch this space. Well, one small project to another. Sharp Objects.
Yes.
HBO miniseries with Amy Adams.
Amy
the lovely
Adams,
Amy.
Jean-Marc Vallée.
Yeah, another
Incredible.
small cast to go into. You're just ticking boxes like dream castmates.
It's been an amazing year.
It has been an incredible year. It's been an incredible few years. Yeah, and you
I
just
hope
keep
so.
going. What can you tell us about Sharp Objects? I know not a lot, but what can you tell us?
Well, about my character specifically,
Yeah.
it's more in Amy Adams' character Camille's past.
Mm-hmm.
And my character has a dark upbringing
Right.
and a dark presence. That's pretty much
That's it.
all I can say about
It is.
her.
It's another from what I've heard about it. It's another quite. It's quite dark.
It is. It's dark.
it's
It's,
dark again.
twisted. It has that beautiful Big Little Lies
Right,
feeling
right.
because of Jean-Marc Vallée
Right.
and everyone involved. And it's very twisted. I mean, Gillian Flynn wrote the incredible book.
Right.
so
Right. Exactly.
I don't have that.
Once again, a lot of pressure going into a project that's got a fan base and everything already there. How have the fans reacted to Handmaid's Tale, by the way? Do you keep up to date with all that?
what was interesting was the other day I was at a restaurant.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I heard the table next to us talking about Handmaid's Tale. And I was like, oh gosh, like, oh no. And they started talking about Eden, and they were like, I hate her,
Oh, no.
taking Nick away from June. And I was like, oh my god, I'm leaving. Like,
Does it really make you feel uncomfortable? Was it really
yes,
bad?
I felt so bad. I was like, I'm not meaning to. Like,
Oh, you should have just
no.
turned around and said something.
No, I left.
It would have been like that moment in Notting Hill. You remember when they're talking about... Have you seen Notting Hill? I don't know why I'm giving a reference to
No.
this now. Oh, it's an amazing movie, but Julia Roberts is at a table and they're saying how they hate her. And it's a great... You've got to watch that tonight. That's your
Watch it.
homework. That's your
Okay.
homework, yeah.
All
Like you
right.
don't have enough to do. Yeah.
No,
it's-
so I've noticed like a lot of people dislike Eden because of the whole Nick and June romance, and also Eden's just is so blinded by Gilead, so she's dangerous in that way. And then some people are like, oh my god, we love her, she's so young and
Right.
she's corrupted, we need to save her. So
Just to clear this up, people watching, Sydney's lovely. It's all pretend. It's all
Thank
pretend.
you.
If you're in a restaurant and you see her, just pretend.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we don't want any violence in restaurants, do we?
No.
Sounds like they were really going to go after you. Another project. This could be a really long interview, but we're going to have to stop at some point. Under the Silver Lake.
Yes.
Yes, an amazing movie. Talk about that.
Andrew Garfield, incredible.
I mean, it's not even name dropping because it's true. It's
Yeah.
everyone you are working with. It's getting amazing reviews. People are talking about it, which is a plus.
Yeah.
In a very positive way. People could be talking about it in the other way, but they're
No,
not.
it's good. It's set in the 70s, so fun berets, fur jackets, high heels.
Okay. You say that like you really love it, but obviously you have no recollection of the 70s. That's one thing for
I
sure.
enjoyed those days.
Yeah, you love those days. Ages very well. Sydney Sweeney, born in 69. Yeah, so how was that getting to like go into the 70s a little
It
bit?
was fun. They put extensions in my hair, crazy outfits. I was like a call girl in the 70s.
Right, there you go.
So
Did Mum like it? Did Mum help like see the outfits?
I sent a few pictures to my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like she wore swimsuits and fishnets and giant fur jackets.
Right.
So it was more like a playful with the colors and the fabrics and.
Sounds like you love it.
I did. I really enjoyed it. It's different than me.
Right.
So it was cool to be able to jump out of that.
Which is great. It's perks of the job.
Yes.
Perks of the job. Do you have a favourite genre? Because you're jumping around. Like, is there one? Do you
Love it all.
You do? You don't tend to follow the darkness?
I mean, I like the darkness.
You do,
but
right? See? There you go.
I love to try and have a foot in every single different genre and category.
Doing it all. See? And so, at such a young age, I mentioned this at the start of the interview, but over a decade of experience and very young, what have you learnt along the way, the journey so far? What's been a tough part?
Well, the tough part is just growing up in general.
Right.
And then
I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah.
Every day.
There's a lot more pressure on who you are, who you're going to be, and you really need to know who you are and be confident and comfortable in who you are, and not get sucked into
Right.
the bad scenes.
Right.
And I was really lucky to have my parents who kept me grounded, and school was always first, so I had that, and that was important to me.
Okay. That's good. It's good. It's on the right track.
I hope so.
We've mentioned all the cast names that we've dropped between the two of us during this interview. Who haven't you worked with that you'd love to work with next?
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio.
No question. Didn't
No
even
question.
pause.
I know
Straight
that
out
one.
there. Straight out there.
100%.
Okay.
Dreamt, always wanted.
Look at that. Okay. Well, I could easily see it happening.
I hope so.
We're going to do the THR's top 5. 5 easy questions for you.
Okay.
You look really worried. You look like Eden for a minute. Then I was like, settle down. They're just questions. They're just questions. Movie you watched as a kid that you wish you were in.
Titanic.
If I get a Leo reference to every one of these questions.
You might.
Okay. This is going to be weird because you're young, but first moment that comes to mind when I say career highlight. So far.
Handmaid's Tale.
That's a good one, yeah. I
Yeah.
figured it might be that. But you
Yeah.
never know. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Those eyes again, it's freaking me out. Describe your journey as an actress so far in one word.
Challenging.
It's a good one. It's a good one. We're finding that a lot of actresses are using the word challenging. It's because it's true. If you weren't an actress, you would be.
A professional wakeboarder.
Is that so you could wakeboard with Leo? Is that a Leo reference too? Maybe.
I mean, if he does, then hey.
You're in.
I'm ready.
One random fact that we don't know about you. First thing that comes to mind.
I built a treehouse when I was 12.
You did?
Yeah? Is that a random
On your own?
fact?
It's
Yeah.
well, it's random, but it's also impressive.
It was the first thing that came to my
But
mind.
actually, you built it.
Yeah.
You can tell I don't build anything. That's how I build.
That's it.
Okay.
I did. I created a pulley system. I built a little ladder, and then I pulled the wood up, and I made a treehouse.
Okay, look at that.
Random fact.
Sydney Sweeney, actress and treehouse builder. It's good backup, dude.
Thanks.
Okay.